I always argue with people who say I'm going to do so because they assume I have a key and a note written the address where I'm supposed to go. It's just remarks. Minister Malusi Gigaba and the other ministers present, because I can't see whether they are here or not, as I explained. Deputy Minister of Home Affairs, Chairman, and other deputy ministers who could be here, the representative from the Desmond and Leatutu family, representatives from the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, and key national stakeholders present, leadership of organizations representing foreign nationals residing in our country, DG of Home Affairs and all senior government officials, members of the diplomatic corps, distinguished guests. Thank you for joining us, joining our government today on this important occasion of celebrating the upgrading and relaunch of the Marabastad Refugee Reception Center. I visited this center last year as part of the presidential Siasola monitoring program. I received lots of complaints from people using the center, particularly foreign nationals. The challenges experienced at Marabastad included limited human resource capacity, slow information technology, infrastructure, inadequate filing systems, poor management practices, and a working environment that was not conducive for clients and staff. The center was also marred by allegations of corruption, long queues, overcrowding, and the presence of criminal syndicates. Today is a happy occasion as we have come to open the revamped center. We welcome the improvements that have been made on this center. Improvements have been made in respect of infrastructure, including the redesign and refurbishment of public areas and office accommodation, signage, counters, and lighting, as well as the installation of a new security system and electrical fencing. Other key interventions include the introduction of new systems and processes such as an automated booking system and electronic applications, improved registry and filing and continuous engagement with stakeholders. Most importantly, government wants to stop crime and corruption in the system and prevent crime syndicates from using asylum seekers to make money through bribes or permits which possess a serious security risk for the country. We urge asylum seekers not to fall into this trap, as consequences are dire. Government will not tolerate corruption centers refugee reception documentation process. The interventions made will improve the service delivery standards of the center to guarantee that all clients are treated in a humane and dignified manner, while also ensuring security. The revamping of the Marabastad Center forms part of a broader government strategy on migration. Cabinet approved a green paper for public consultation on 25 May 2016 on international migration. The green paper was launched in June 2016 and a white paper will be submitted to Cabinet for approval by March 2017. We urge the public to participate in this policy-making process. The white paper on international migration seeks to balance our international humanitarian commitments with the need for meeting our domestic requirements, including security and the social upliftment of our citizens. How do we balance the challenges of poverty, inequality, and unemployment of our own citizens with the international responsibility of accepting refugees from other countries as well? We need public comments on these critical questions. One of the proposals in the white paper is to move refugees reception centers next to our borders. This is intended to better manage the large numbers of asylum seekers received. The Department of Home Affairs would be able to ensure speedy processing of applications and provide quick integration assistance to qualifying refugees. Let me emphasize that government is not seeking to create camps or to restrict the movement of refugees. The purpose is to ensure proper coordinated migration and to enable government to document and know refugees so that they can be provided assistance. It is also a serious security matter for the country. South Africa remains one of the top 10 countries to which individuals seeking asylum go to. At its height, around 2008, we were receiving up to 150,000 applications per annum. This number has significantly decreased and stabilized around 60,000 in recent years. However, this influx is still high and remains a challenge given the economic realities that South Africa faces as a developing nation. It happens as we are still trying hard to overcome the legacy of apartheid and provide an equitable society to South African citizens, especially black people who were historically and systematically subjugated. Most asylum applications are received from nationals within the African continent, notably from Somalia, Democratic Republic of Congo, Ethiopia, Nigeria, Zimbabwe, Malawi, Burundi, and Ghana. At the same time, there has been an increase in applications from the Asian subcontinent, especially from Pakistan and Bangladesh. Our statistics indicate that the profile of asylum seekers remain largely males between the ages of 18 and 35 years old. The Department of Home Affairs rejects close to 95% of the asylum applications because they are not genuine. Most asylum seekers are actually economic migrants. When they get asylum permits, they use these to work, study, and operate businesses. They know that they would not qualify for corresponding visas under the Immigration Act. Given these numbers, it becomes easy to understand why the Marabastad Center had been plagued with allegations of corruption, poor service delivery, and the operation of criminal syndicates. The Refugee Act of 1998 is also currently under review in Parliament and set to be amended. These amendments seek to primarily stop economic immigrants from abusing the asylum system. To regularize their stay in the country for work or business. We appreciate the understanding and tolerance of the South African people and the manner in which they have received many refugees who have been integrated into many communities. We also emphasize that the government is taking action against illegal immigrants and that all the processes we are mentioning are aimed at ensuring that the process becomes transparent and legal, and that government is able to register genuine refugees and assist them, and send back those who are taking chances. Let me also remind our people that not all foreign nationals are in the country illegally, which is sometimes the view of some frustrated South Africans. Many foreign nationals are most welcome in the country. They add to the cosmopolitan nature of our country. They bring much needed skills that contribute to growing our economy. I mentioned in the State of the Nation address that last year that we had heard concerns from companies about delays in obtaining visas for skilled staff from abroad. The Department of Home Affairs has since implemented a 10-year multiple entry visa or visas to bona fide business persons and academics from Africa. There is also now a 10-year visa waiver for business executives from BRICS countries to remain in the Republic for 30 days. In respect of priority given to the processing of visa applications for corporate clients, the Department of Home Affairs has established visa and permit service centers in the Western Cape and KwaZulu-Natal province. These centers will offer a one-stop shop to prospective investors and exporters to fulfill administrative requirements and reduce turnaround times for visas for cooperative clients. The beneficiaries of this service are large businesses, organizations, and employers who make an important contribution to the economy in infrastructure, manufacturing, energy, retail, professional and financial services, research and development, and knowledge production. Foreign graduates in South African tertiary institutions in the area of critical skills are also able to apply for permanent residence status in order for South Africa to retain the knowledge they have acquired to the benefit of the South African economy. Furthermore, critical skills visas are also issued for foreign students graduating from South African universities in the critical skills areas who do not intend to explore the permanent residence option. This maximizes South Africa's ability to utilize the skills capacity produced within the country's borders to meet the skills requirement for the country's development and economic objectives in particular. The Department of Higher Education and Training is currently drafting a list of occupations in demand, which is the scarce skills list that will support Home Affairs in this process of helping the economy. Honored guests, we deemed it prudent to rename the center in line with our commitment as government to deliver a standard of service in line with our Bantu Pele principles, putting people first. We are happy that the center is being named after a distinguished South African who has fought tirelessly for justice, equality, human rights, and freedom. Government appreciates the willingness and support of the Desmond and Leon Tutu Legacy Foundation to rename the Marabastad Center as the Desmond Tutu Refugee Reception Center. The values and principles of the Tutu Foundation are in line with our commitment of instilling a culture of Ubuntu and compassion.
President Jacob Zuma has launched the revamped Desmond Tutu Refugee Reception Office renovation project. This was previously known as the Marabastad Center. We do know that that was marred by allegations of corruption, long queues, criminal syndicates. It has now been improved. This is what President Jacob Zuma is saying. The infrastructure has been redesigned and refurbished. New systems and processes have been implemented as well, and government wants to stop the criminal activity and corruption that is currently taking place in the system, and that has been launched in the form of the Desmond Tutu Refugee Reception Office. Stay tuned to NN7. We are going to keep you up to date with regards to further details.